Hello Canadian gardeners, cold climate gardeners, and gardeners of the extremes. How are you guys doing today? If you are new around here, my name is Ashley. I am a soil scientist, and on this channel we take the science, we apply it to gardening and plant care. So if you like the sounds of that, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join this awesome community. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because I keep on seeing people asking as to whether or not certain plants are safe to eat. And the number one thing that I keep seeing is photos of weeds. So I thought I would give you two things in this video. First one being resources for Canadians to use to decide whether or not a plant is safe to eat. And then secondly, actually one of my favorite weeds that I like to consume and exactly how I serve it up. So if you guys like the sounds of that, or if you like the idea of edible plants that aren't just your classic cucumbers or tomatoes, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up and I will be able to make more of these videos for you. So when I was in university, one of my favorite courses that we did was actually a field course, and the field course was based around the boreal forest. We also did a grasslands course, and in both courses, we learned how to identify plants just based off their anatomy and the features that they exhibit to the eye. So if you are not familiar with plant anatomy or how to navigate something even as basic as a monocot versus a dicot, I suggest you use caution with all these tips and all these resources that I am going to give you. If that is something that you would like to learn about, be sure to let me know in the comments below because I will make a video for you, but I don't want you to hurt yourselves by eating something you're not meant to eat. Now, in most cases with a lot of vegetation, if you eat just a little bit, the worst thing that's going to happen is, well, you'll be sitting on the toilet, but in some cases they can be poisonous. So please use caution with this video and only eat things that you're sure about. So one of my favorite resources, and this book is worn, I've used it many a times. It's been caught in the rain with me quite a few times, and it is The Plants of the Western Forests. Now, this is applicable for Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, but it is gonna work for any boreal or aspen parkland, which is not just found on the prairies, it is found in some areas of also the United States. So this is one of my favorite books, and the reason for that is it actually has not so much whether or not the plant, it doesn't have recipes in it, but what it does have is it has how to identify the plant, and based on both its foliage and its flowers. Then it also has some really neat historical information about every plant in regards to what Aboriginals used to use the plants for historically, whether it was for medicine or if they used it to, you know, deter mosquitoes, things like that. So this is a really cool resource. It will flow and cross over into the United States wherever there is aspen parkland or boreal forest. So this is a great resource for identifying plants in those areas. My second favorite book when it comes to not so much identifying, but more so the recipes that apply to kind of the boreal forest area is actually The Boreal Herbal. And this book is done by Beverly Gray, and she does a whole bunch of different things in this book, everything from wild medicines, but she also has edible recipes. So she has recipes in here for different types of jams, as well as all the way to omelets and muffins and just even spices that you can make based completely out of what's out in the forest and aspen parklands in Canada. She's actually got lots of good ideas in here, and I am going to be using one of the recipes in this book to make my supper tonight. So the weed I chose was based on the frequency I've been seeing it posted in places, and also the likelihood that you're going to be able to find this weed in your backyard. The weed is called lamb's quarters. Lamb's quarters is notorious for popping up almost everywhere, and it is considered a weed. Most people spray it. In my case, it shows up in my lawn, and I am more likely to grow lamb's quarters than I am to grow grass. So what you can do is you can actually eat the leaves of this plant from babyhood all the way to adulthood. They start getting a little bit of a stronger flavor the older and the larger that the plant gets. But when they're small, it kind of tastes almost like a spinach. As they get a little bit older, they taste more of like a pepper. When it comes to eating the lamb's quarters, what I like to do is I typically like to use it on a baked potato. So what I'll do is you can just go outside, simply harvest the leaves, clean them off, obviously. And I don't like the stems, but that's only because I just don't like the stems of any herb. So I do this with all my herbs, including basil. I will remove the stem and I will just use the leaves. Then I just kind of sprinkle them on top of a baked potato. These are completely safe to eat. They also can be actually ground down and used for protein and smoothies, but they are really high in vitamin C and vitamin A. They supposedly are really good for digestion, but personally, I just think it adds a little bit of a different texture and flavor to the actual food itself. It's kind of like a softer spinach texture to it. It's really unique and I actually really enjoy it, but this is definitely not a weed you should shy away from. So I'm gonna take you into the kitchen and I'm gonna show you what I did with my lamb's quarters tonight for supper. Okay, voila, completed. This is my absolute favorite way to eat lamb's quarters. It is really tasty on a potato, specifically a baked potato, but these are lemon garlic potatoes and it is just as delicious. It adds almost like a peppery flavor to it. So I encourage you guys, if you have these on your lawn and you have not yet sprayed them with chemicals, please go pluck them out and utilize them. You can dry them and use them as a powder as well, and they are really good in omelets too. So this is what it looks like. It is so delicious. I can promise you, you will be in love with this. It is so good. It honestly adds like the perfect texture and flavor to a potato. I don't know what it is, and I can grow it better than I can grow grass, so jokes on the grass folk. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and let me know what other weed you would like me to try in the garden. I am going to get to my supper and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Oh, hey there. Are you still watching? Make sure to hit that subscribe button for some more awesome fun videos.